Hello, guys. There are some things in Nollywood that always leave people in shock. Just imagine, two actors bring fire to the screen, and immediately fans carry it into real life as if the movie was their love story. The suspense is always high because people begin to ask, are they truly in love or is it only acting? That's the tricky part, because the more natural the acting looks, the harder it becomes for fans to separate fact from fiction. The chemistry feels so real that people start building stories outside the script. But the truth is, actors are paid to deliver emotions, and the better they act, the more convincing it becomes. Fans, however, often forget that when the cameras go off, these stars may not even share that kind of closeness in real life. It's the magic of performance. Still, that line between reality and acting keeps confusing many, and that's why you see love stories formed from mere scenes. The mystery is what keeps people talking, because no one truly knows if what they saw was real feelings or just well-delivered acting. That is why Nollywood always feels like a mirror of real life, even when it is just a script. Now let's talk about something that surprises everyone. Why does one simple unfollow on social media suddenly shake the entire internet? The suspense begins the moment people notice it, and boom, it becomes a headline. But should every click truly mean heartbreak? Sometimes people just clean their pages, sometimes they just want privacy, but fans instantly attach meaning. That's the danger of living publicly. Every small action becomes a full gist. An unfollow could simply mean nothing, yet it is quickly turned into a full breakup story. The internet doesn't wait for explanation, it fills in the blanks and spreads it as fact. The reality is, nobody knows the reason behind an unfollow unless the person explains it. But fans treat social media like a diary, forgetting that celebrities can click buttons for different reasons. Suspense grows because once the unfollow is spotted, everyone begins to watch closely for more hints. Did they stop liking each other? Did something happen? Or is it just an ordinary action with no deep meaning? This is how a simple click turns into a full gist. It shows how eager people are to connect drama to stars, even when it might be nothing. Another interesting twist is Pearl being dragged into this triangle. The suspense around her name is strong because people quickly cast her as the villain of the story. But is she truly interfering, or is she just the easiest person to blame? Sometimes when fans want a gist to feel complete, they need someone to play the bad person, and that's how fingers begin to point. But it's not always fair because without proof, making someone the villain is only imagination. The story gets hotter because people prefer gist that has a hero, a victim, and a villain. It makes it more dramatic. So Pearl's name continues to fly around, whether or not she has anything to do with the situation. This shows how fans can create their own scripts even when reality may be different. Suspense remains because no one knows the full truth, but the pressure builds when one person is singled out. It's always easier to blame someone than to accept that sometimes relationships just take different turns. Whether Pearl is involved or not, the gist continues, and that's what keeps fans glued, searching for answers even when none are confirmed. Now, Maurice and his silence. This one is so suspenseful because silence can mean many things. Some people call it wisdom, others say it's strength, but could it also be his way of avoiding accountability? The mystery is, when someone stays quiet, no one knows what they are truly thinking. That's what makes his silence so powerful. But the question remains, what exactly is Maurice protecting with that quietness? Maybe he wants peace, maybe he wants privacy, or maybe he doesn't want to add fuel to already spreading rumors. Silence can protect, but it can also leave room for speculation. Fans then begin to fill in the gaps, deciding on their own why he refuses to speak. That's why his quietness doesn't calm things, it adds more suspense. Because until he talks, the gist keeps building. The truth is, silence can be a shield, but it can also be seen as escaping. Nobody knows which one it is in his case, and that's why the curiosity never ends. His choice to remain quiet may be the reason the gist refuses to die down, because everyone is still waiting for the missing piece of the puzzle. Sonia's journey is another one filled with suspense and admiration. While people are busy tying her name into love stories and drama, has she already discovered that her real power is in her craft? Think about it, her movies continue to shine, her roles keep touching hearts, and she is building a name far beyond romance gist. Maybe that's why she looks untouched by the drama. When you focus on your work, the noise around you becomes less distracting. Her strength seems to be in choosing peace and using her energy for her career instead of responding to rumors. That's what makes her stand out, because while the gist swirls around her, she keeps winning quietly. Fans love her not just for beauty but also for how seriously she takes her work. And that's where her true influence lies, delivering powerful performances that make her unforgettable. The suspense now is whether she will keep this same path or surprise fans with something totally different. One thing is clear, Sonia's power shines brighter when her focus is on her craft, and that's why she seems so unshaken by the chaos. Here's a bigger twist: has Nollywood slowly turned into a reality show? The suspense is high because sometimes it feels like we're no longer watching movies but living through carefully packaged social media scenes. Every off-screen action becomes part of the entertainment, and fans begin to treat real life like it's another script. That's what makes things confusing. Where does the movie end, and where does reality begin? The drama keeps spilling over because social media has made stars more open than ever before. People no longer wait for the next film, they follow updates from daily life and turn them into episodes of a reality show. Suspense builds when fans are unsure whether a gesture, a post, or an unfollow is genuine or staged. Maybe Nollywood didn't officially become a reality show, but the way fans consume stories has changed. They now want continuous drama, on screen and off. That's why every action, no matter how small, looks like part of the entertainment package. The line has blurred so much that it's hard to tell whether people are enjoying movies or just enjoying the stories surrounding the stars themselves. Another interesting part of this gist is how fans keep fighting in comment sections. The suspense comes when you realize, do the celebrities even care? Or are they just living their lives while fans carry all the battles for them? Sometimes stars don't even read half of what is written, yet the fans spend hours arguing, defending, or accusing on their behalf. It's like fans take ownership of the drama, while the celebrities stay quiet, posting their pictures and moving on. The question is, are these fights even necessary if the stars are not directly involved? Maybe the fans feel emotionally attached, and that's why they defend strongly. But at the end of the day, the stars might be unbothered, simply enjoying their lives while people clash online. That's what makes this situation so ironic. The real players may be moving forward peacefully, while fans continue to pour energy into comment battles. Suspense grows because the stars never explain how much they notice or care. The fans might be shouting more than the celebrities themselves. And that's how online battles keep going, with no real end in sight. The issue of separating acting from reality is another hot gist. The suspense comes from watching people argue, do fans even know where the line is anymore? An actor plays romance on screen, and before you know it, the gist begins that they are dating in real life. It shows how convincing Nollywood can be, but it also reveals how eager fans are to connect the dots. Acting is supposed to reflect life, but it doesn't mean it is life itself. Yet, the moment chemistry feels real, people refuse to believe it was just performance. This blurring of reality and fiction is what keeps the gist alive. It's entertaining, but it can also mislead. Suspense grows because some fans swear by what they saw, forgetting that cameras are involved and scripts are written. Actors are professionals delivering their roles, but the audience sometimes takes it too far, holding on to those emotions as though they were real. That's why Nollywood gist often feels endless. The more powerful the acting, the harder it is for fans to let go of the belief that it could be real. The deeper part of this gist is whether fans truly love the stars or just love the excitement of creating stories. The suspense comes when you realize that sometimes it is not about real romance, it is about the thrill of gist. Fans enjoy imagining connections, building twists, and adding drama to keep conversations alive. That excitement is what drives gossip, not always the truth of the matter. The more emotional it sounds, the more interesting it becomes, and that's why people continue spinning narratives. It becomes a kind of entertainment on its own, beyond what the actors themselves are experiencing. Suspense builds because gist never really ends. Once one storyline cools down, another starts. And while it may not always reflect reality, the enjoyment comes from sharing, debating, and spreading it like a show. In many cases, it is less about what the stars are doing and more about what the fans want to hear. That's why gist grows fast, because fans don't want silence, they want excitement. The thrill of storytelling itself keeps Nollywood gist alive. There's the big question of whether celebrities are even aware of the pressure fans create. The suspense here is heavy, because maybe the entire noise is just a fan-made storyline that the actors don't even think about. Imagine fans carrying battles, analyzing posts, and connecting dots, while the stars are simply focusing on their careers, families, or personal peace. That's why sometimes the gist looks louder outside than inside. The stars might only hear about the noise later, or not at all, because they have their own lives to live. It creates this strange balance where fans are more invested in the drama than the actual people involved. Suspense grows because no one truly knows how much the celebrities notice or how much they care. Maybe they care, maybe they don't, but one thing is clear: the louder the fans shout, the bigger the gist grows, whether or not the stars are paying attention. It's this gap between fan obsession and celebrity silence that keeps Nollywood gist so entertaining. So guys, thanks for listening. Feel free to drop your comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Bye.